Okay, that's ominous. Well, alright. It did say, now that I think about it, it did say something about him, uh, having to... Well, that's ominous. Okay. Put on a brave face. They don't have hands. And I have guns. Hello, Dr. Klein. There appears to be an issue that needs to be resolved.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain. And now we're going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing over my brain. And I'm really, really angry right now. But, fortunately for you and your mechanical comrades, or semi-mechanical, I'm willing to talk.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
I'm not letting you half-baked pieces of junk use my glorious empire as testing ground for your lunatic, insane experiments! It's been bad enough here with this circus that I've been running around in. And what do your esteemed colleagues have to say about this? Yeah. Should probably go with this. I help them, my colleagues. Maybe they won't want to hurt me. Let's go with that, I hope. Right. Your colleagues. Do you really think they want to hurt me?
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dalla?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Dalla, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, this lobotomite, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right? This one's, well, it's got good ideas.
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections until after I have decided our course of action.
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. Long and deep.
Wow.
And my name is Zero. Yeah, a big, fat zero with a slash through it.
The slash as a designator of... Why, that is brilliant. But how did you...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than, that I should take pride in things like names. And...
Be proud of who you are.
Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brachial beam oscillation? The Chinese had it first, you copycat.
How dare you? Brachial beam oscillation was solely my discovery. I expressly told you that and deleted all evidence to the contrary. It's 2-8. Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before, and this lobotomite needs its surgery.
You tell him! That's right!
A noble speech, but there is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction.
That's a frightening thought.
If I may, I feel as if I must be the voice of reason here. This lobotomite is much like us. Regarding even animals and pets as nothing more than avenues to promote science. There is good here.
Where did I say that?
Instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name of science. Like good old Gabe, the finest of lab specimens.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and zm together like that. Nonsense!
Dr. Klein, you're getting
I count as
outnumbered.
5. Like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in
Oh,
a fist.
let me fuck you with my fist, alright! Also, recount it. You are outnumbered 5-1.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
Well, your hypothesis that I must be killed is disputed by over half of your colleagues. In fact, it's disputed by all of your colleagues. And that means something, doesn't it?
You dare use logic against me?
I got my brain back! So, guess what? You got 4 colleagues against you. I'm not going to surrender you. Morbius is still alive! Your little plans failed. So, as far as I can see, logically, I should be demanding that you surrender.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
Look, I can bring Mojave to you. I own the fucking place, alright? I am the emperor of the Mojave. I can send you samples. I can send you interesting animals to dissect or something. I can send you captured Caesar's legionnaires and fiends. I got plenty of things I can send you. There's no reason for you to leave any data yourself. You have a fortress there. We should be able to cooperate, right? You know, ruler to ruler.
For you? And for science?
Yes!
I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
I just want you all to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that Emperor Michael of the Mojave Wasteland just acquired the think tank and its services. Absolutely wonderful! Wonderful! The big big empty, the big mountain with all its wonderful artifacts and weaponry and science and evolutionary technologies. Oh, it belongs to me now. Well, it belongs to the think tank. Who works for me. That sweet sensation of power. I also like the mood lighting in here. Very well done. So, do I have my brain back or something?
Thank you for what you have done. The helping, that is. We like that. I feel an odd emotion. Platitude? Attitude? No, wait. Gratitude. That's it. Yes, a most goodbye.
It says I should leave a think tank, but I have a little thing I want to test out first. If I could get whatever his name is, the broken one, to talk about the flag and all that. Maybe I can get them to remember. Hang on, I'll just go talk to them about that and be right back.
The years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century.
Okay.
The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others.
Exactly what I would do.
Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him over much. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event.
That's kind of sad.
After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
Oh, thank you.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
Oh.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
Oh, God.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt.
Can't we just shut him
Whatever
down?
the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
Oh, my.
Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough, and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I like the guy.
Did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind-eyed old Jefferson eventually discovered a new sound. Silence. It only made him more filled with the blues than before. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded.
How?
So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
Okay,
The
great.
infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia. It became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
Too easy.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future.
Hell yeah!
There was old world blues and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
Long live science!
But the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
The lonesome road. God, they've been building up to that for a long while. Big brain perk. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technology remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you're only 10% more resistant to addiction now. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. You acquired Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave or go back to the Big Mountain from the Mojave, say equip the Transporter Ponder, and you would, as you would with any weapon, pull the trigger and away you'll go. Know that it won't work in interior and in combat situation, and it's totally incapable of harming your enemies. Yes! Hey, Doc. I think I might have radiation sickness.
I trust matters regarding your brain were resolved to your satisfaction.
Absolutely.
And rightly.
Just give me the basics. There. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. It's been a wonder working with you, but I have to get back and check the Empire, you know. See how that goes. Oh, it weighs nothing. Nice. Well, in that case, thanks for the help, guys.
For an aperitif to balm the weariness of Sir's manifold journeys?
Not now, I'm afraid, Sink. I have to go. My Empire needs me. Well, so long, guys. I'll probably be back at some point. I really enjoyed it, despite all the weirdness. Now, don't kill HL while I'm gone. Oh, right. Not in Syria. I got my brain back and already it's malfunctioning. How silly of me. Away we go! Well, now I have a home away from home. Nice and all. Hello, yes man. So has anyone actually asked for me, or is everyone just getting used to the Emperor just vanishing into thin air for long periods of time? That's what I thought. Oh well. This has been Eric Cobra, and this has been Let's Play Fallout over Blues Blind. Now, I think we need to upgrade our shouts.